Good morning, everyone. Charlie Irwin here with Careington International Corporation. We are going to give it a few more minutes. We still have some people getting on, so we'll give it another minute or two, and I'll be right back with you. All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Charlie Irwin with Careington International Corporation. I am the broker development manager here with the company. Been with the company for the past 9 years, and I will be leading the webinar this morning. Super excited to talk to you about Careington Direct and careingtondirect.com. Again, I will be leading the webinar, but we do have a special guest named Daniela Biondo. She has been with the company for the past year, and while I work primarily with the brokers, Daniela has a unique perspective in that she works directly with the employer groups. So on a daily basis, she is talking to business owners, to HR departments, and again, she is going to have some unique input kind of scattered throughout the presentation to help me out. We do have both audiences. So we have some of you that are brokers with us. We have some of you that are employer groups. And what you'll find out is that both of you are really going to love this group portal. I do want to give you a heads up that we will be doing a Q&A. What we're going to do is wait until the end for that Q&A, simply because hopefully I'm going to be able to answer a lot of your questions throughout that presentation. So again, hang on until the end of the presentation for that Q&A. Before we get started, Daniela, do you want to greet everyone and tell everyone hello?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for participating in the event today. Very excited to talk about our newest portal, Careington Direct.
Sounds good. Thank you for that. All right. We are going to go ahead and get started this morning. So there we go. There we go. All right, so many of you have maybe been brokers with us for a while, and certainly we're glad that you're on the webinar to learn about our group portal. However, a lot of you, you might have never heard of Careington before this presentation, or maybe you're a new employer or a new broker with us. So I want to give you a little bit of background on who Careington is. We've been a leader in the non-insured benefit space since 1979. Now, what we're probably most known for, and maybe some of you have heard the name before, is we've been known for a while with our dental networks and our dental discount plans. Certainly, that is still a huge part of our business. However, what you might not know is that we're also an aggregator of benefits. So what that means is that we have over 150 other health, wellness, lifestyle, and financial products and services that groups can utilize. So we can customize and bundle these products for our groups and for our partners. What you're going to notice today is that this Careington Direct group portal focuses on dental, vision, and telemedicine. So there's going to be 3 plans, again, that will include dental, vision, and telemedicine. So even though we have a ton of products that we can customize, by design, Careington Direct has those 3 products simply because those are the most utilized products, especially for the small group space. Dental, vision, and telemedicine is huge for us, and those are the plans, again, that are most utilized and help our groups out the most. All right, so here's a list of some of our big clients. Obviously, we are super proud to work with these large employer groups, these large insurance companies and organizations. That being said, we also love to work with those small employer groups. What you'll notice with CareingtonDirect.com is this portal is meant for the smaller employer groups. Typically, what we found out that 200 and under, fit really well with this portal. So certainly today, CareingtonDirect.com will be geared towards that. However, know that if you are an HR person on this webinar, or you are a broker and you have some of those large groups, certainly we can work with them. What you'll notice with some of the logos, some of these employers up here is some of them have just dental from us. Some of them utilize telemedicine. Some of them we customize various different packages from the products that we have. Also, we are able to do the full-time, part-time, 1099 retirees. Certainly, we are able to customize plans and really work and assist these groups with any employees that they might have. All right, introducing Careington Direct. I cannot tell you how excited I am to share this to you. We actually rolled out Careington Direct a few months back. What this is our new self-service group portal. It makes it so much more easier for employers and brokers to enroll these groups and to help their employees out. Listen, brokers, employers, we've heard some of your pain points in the past. Some of you that have been with us for a while, we heard some of your pain points that getting groups set up was taking too long in the past. We heard your pain point of it being confusing, some of the back and forth paperwork, not knowing where the group is in the process of getting their employees loaded, let's say. We have greatly alleviated, if not completely, gotten rid of those pain points for you. And again, really excited to share how this will help you out. All right, so Careington Direct. You're gonna hear me throughout this presentation say this many times, but this is super easy to use. We made this incredibly user-friendly. It's a step-by-step process of onboarding these employer groups. So regardless if you are the HR person doing this on your own, or if you, the broker, are doing this for your group, again, incredibly easy to use, from setting the account up to loading the employees. Self-service, what that means in the past, it's, again, the process was very manual. There was a lot of back and forth, and there was a lot of hand-holding that needed to be involved. With CareingtonDirect.com, Again, very self-service mode, step-by-step process, and you're able to register the account on your own. You're able to load the employees on your own, and very easy to use for you with hopefully without a ton of questions that you'll have. Service structure. So once the group is set up, the employees are going to be in great hands. We have a customer service department here at Careington that will help out with, questions on how to locate providers, questions on maybe fee schedules or different things like that. The employees are going to be in great hands with us, as well as you, the employer, or you, the broker, are going to have our client relations team to help you out before, during, and after the process of getting the groups set up. All right, so our target markets, we get asked this quite a bit. What employees are eligible to be on these plans? Simply the answer for you is anyone under the group. So this is a group portal. It is group billing mode. So that being said, any employee that the group wants to be on there can be on there. So regardless if it's full-time, part-time, seasonal contract, it doesn't matter. We are able to help them out, and regardless of what their title is, they are able to be on these plans. Daniela, I'm just curious. I know that you talk to these employer groups on a daily basis. Do you, by chance, have any insight or any groups that might have had a question on what employees are able to be on these plans?
Absolutely. The most common question I have, and it could be from, well, I have full-time employees, but I'm a daycare or I'm a preschool. Can my part-time employees be eligible for these same benefits? The answer is yes. You can add or take away the employees at any time. So again, it doesn't matter if they're full-time, part-time, seasonal. If you're signing your employees up for a dental or vision plan, dental, vision, telemedicine, all of these employees have the same ability to enroll into the plans without the limitations, whether they're full-time or part-time is the most common question that we have. We did have another group, which was an eye care center. They had roughly 14 employees. We were able to sign them up through the Careington Direct portal, and within 48 hours, their clients were active.
Yeah,
their
that's
employees.
good. Yeah, and I know the relief that we get with in the past, some of these small groups just haven't made any plans available to their employees because they just assume that, because they only work X amount of hours, it's just not worth it, or I don't want to help these employees out, or I can't help these employees out. And certainly with Careington, with CareingtonDirect.com and this portal, that's certainly not the case. We're definitely able to help them out. All right, so who really benefits from our Careington plans? So as I alluded to earlier, some of these, especially some of these small groups, just don't offer anything to their employees. Maybe because they're small enough that they don't necessarily have to, or some feedback I've gotten from brokers is the employer just says, you know what, it's too much of a hassle, it's too hard, it's too much of a headache. Hey, I'm the business owner and I'm also the HR director and I'm also the finance person, to offer benefits to my handful of employees, or maybe to the 10 or so employees, is just too much for me to handle. Again, with Careington Direct, it definitely makes sense to offer our products to them. Obviously underinsured as well. maybe they have a high deductible health plan or something like that. Obviously, we're going to be talking about throughout this presentation about how we can help out those groups and those employees. Next, I'm going to hit on telemedicine. Telemedicine is huge. It has been in the media coming from the White House, especially during the pandemic. If you haven't heard of telemedicine before, or maybe you were skeptical of whether or not, you know, this telemedicine thing is really going to catch on. If that was something that you were concerned about, obviously telemedicine is here to stay, and telemedicine is definitely on the Careington Direct portal. 24/7 access to licensed physicians in your state. We will be talking about that a little bit more. You have employees that have coverage gaps in their insurance plans. You know, we see this a lot in the dental space. Maybe you have a group that says, you know what, hey, we already offer them a dental insurance plan, so we don't need Careington. Well, not necessarily the case, and I would actually say majority of the time that is going to be untrue because of the gaps. So especially, I'm going to use dental again. You know, many times they have a dental insurance plan, but they probably have a 6-month waiting period on things like crowns or implants. Now with Careington, there are no waiting periods whatsoever. So they can have their employees on a Careington plan. They can go in immediately for you know, extensive procedures that otherwise they might have to wait 6 months or a year to utilize. Also on the telemedicine side of things, again, with any coverage gaps, even on the health side of their health insurance, telemedicine is able to be, you know, utilized for that as well. Helps out quite a bit. Cosmetic dental procedures, you know, many times dental insurance plans don't cover cosmetic at all. They're, you know, the fine print says that things like veneers or sometimes even dentures, depending on the policy, can be considered cosmetic. But with Careington, any of those dental procedures are able to be utilized. Last but not least, any group that is looking for an affordable way for their employees to save money, Careington, this is definitely the place. CareingtonDirect.com. The plan pricing is super affordable, as well as when they use the service, when they go into a vision office or when they go into a dental office or use telemedicine, super affordable, and it saves them a ton of money. And actually, before I switch over, Daniela, I apologize. Do you have any input again with you visiting with these groups and talking to them about how our plans can help their employees?
Sure. So a couple of things I would like to mention are the questions we receive. Again, if one of the employees called into our customer service center, are they able to shop for the plan? So if they needed a teeth cleaning or they needed a root canal done, yes. If the employee calls in, we actually have a transparent fee schedule, so they can actually shop that plan, gather information for dentists in their area. So whether they give them the zip code or the city that they live in, they can compare pricing. And like Charlie had mentioned, that this program can be used right away. So if a employee has maxed out their deductible on their dental insurance, they can go ahead and utilize this plan as an additional benefit. So you can stack this on top of traditional insurance. So I think that's a major point to mention there.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad that you brought that up. Yeah, we see that quite a bit, that you know, employees will max out, especially on the dental side. You know, a $1,500 max with dental if any of you have gotten anything more than a teeth cleaning done, you know that dental procedures are not cheap. So a lot of times that max goes away super early in the year. And again, those employees can jump on and still save money. All right, the Careington Direct portal. What I absolutely love, and I'll say it again, is how easy it is to use. Again, whether you're a broker or whether you are a business owner, coming on careingtondirect.com, you'll notice the home page here. As you can see on the screen, that's going to be the home page of Careington Direct. It is almost impossible to get lost on here because simply there's a big red button that says get started. So there's not a whole lot of other ways to click around and get lost. Simply you click get started to learn more about how to get set up. So after you click that get started button, it's going to bring you to the 3 plans. So it's a dental and vision plan, dental vision plus telemedicine, and then telehealth with healthcare assistance. What you'll see here is you'll see plan pricing. You're going to see each and every product that is included in these plans. And then you're able to click learn more and see details on each product within the plan. So this is great for you to look through and for you to see which ones are going to be the best for you and your employees. Unique thing about our portal, let's say, some of your employees only need dental and vision, and maybe 3 or 4 need dental vision plus telemedicine, or that telehealth with healthcare assistance. So not necessarily everybody has to be on the same plan. So that's something that is unique. But once you pick the plan that you want to start off with, that's when you register the portal. So you, the employer, that's where you put in the address, the name of the company, the address, contact information. This is group billing. Obviously, it's a group portal, so you put in your billing information. You brokers out there, I know many times you want to take the stress, even though it's super easy to do with us. A lot of times you want to kind of take the hassle away from the employer. So obviously, if the employer is okay with it, many times the brokers will set this up for them. But it's basically the back end portal and contact information. Takes only a matter of minutes to do this. Once you have set up your portal, that's when you load the employees. And a great thing about Careington is we don't need social security numbers. We don't need a lot of some of the more intrusive information. Actually, with Careington plans, you don't even have to be a US citizen. Simply, we're gonna need name, email, address, date of birth, and just kind of the basic information. Obviously, if there's any dependents involved as well. So once that file is uploaded to the system, within 48 to 72 hours, these employees are, again, in our system. We start working on the fulfillments. Those fulfillment packets are to you in, a matter of typically about 10 business days afterwards. So super quick, super easy. It gets these groups set up quickly, and truly a pain-free process. For you brokers out there, the last step in the process is going to say, are you working with a broker? Obviously, if the broker is doing this for the employer, easy enough, you put in your information. If not, before it allows the employer to go on, they'll have to put yes or no that they're working, whether or not they're working with a broker. So that way you get credit for it. Now, with them working with a broker, even though commission is able to be paid out, it does not hurt the employer whatsoever. So they're not getting a plan increase or a pricing increase or anything like that for working with a broker. Regardless, it's going to be the same price. So it does not hurt your groups one bit. All right, so we're going to go over the first plan. It's the dental and vision discount plan. We'll start off with the dental side of things. Network Careington, we are one of the most well-recognized dental networks out there, one of the largest dental networks. Customers are able to save 5 to 60% off of any dental procedure. So basically any procedure with an American Dental Code, they're able to save money on. So even if it's something as simple as a checkup or teeth cleaning, all the way to super expensive dental surgery or implants or anything like that, they're able to save money on that. The great thing about our plans being a discount plan, there's no waiting involved. They can use it right away. There's no maximums, no co-pays, no limits on how many times they can use it. So God forbid if they need 5 crowns done, or if they need to go in for 4 or 5 teeth cleanings, they're able to do that. They're not capped on how many times they can go in or how many times they can save money or even how many procedures they're able to get done. Able to save money each and every time. You know, when we compare our plans to dental insurance, a lot of the time, most of the time, they're able to save more money with our discount plan simply because the plan pricing is much lower, and then how much money they're able to save at the time of service is huge. Now, on the vision side of things, we are proud partners with VSP. VSP is one of the most well-recognized vision networks out there, one of the most well-respected vision networks out there. Now, this is a VSP discount plan. So many of you might be familiar with VSP Vision Insurance. This is a VSP Vision discount plan. What I love about the VSP Vision discount plan is compared to other vision discount plans out there, the savings is huge. So they're able to save money on their eye exams, eyeglasses, frames, lenses, contact lens exams. So it's an extensive plan with extensive savings. Also compared to other vision discount plans out there, many times the vision discount plans will only allow you to save on generic lenses or some of the lower cost lenses. Also the vision networks, how do I say this nicely? A lot of times the vision networks are more of the lower quality providers. Certainly not the case with VSP. VSP allows you to go to very high quality providers. If you want to save money on more of the lower cost generic frames, certainly you're able to do so. But what's great about VSP is you're able to save on the name brand frames. So Calvin Klein, Lacoste, some of the higher end glasses, these employees are able to save money with. LASIK discounts are involved there as well, and certainly you know, the employees, you the employer can find out more information on the LASIK savings. All right, dental vision and telemedicine. So obviously the big difference here is telemedicine is included. Our telemedicine vendor is DialCare. DialCare is actually a sister company of Careington. It was launched out of Careington a few years back and has been amazing. 24/7 access to licensed physicians in your state, whether that's phone consults or video consults, easy to use, and the biggest thing, no consult fee. So whenever these employees call in to the physician, they don't have to pay anything, which can be really unique in the telemedicine space. Many times, if telemedicine is included with an insurance plan, they might not have to pay a monthly fee for it. However, when the employee calls in, they have to get their credit card out and pay a $30 consult fee or $50 consult fee. And the reason that model really doesn't work is it really discourages people from using it. You know, people that need to talk to a physician don't do so because maybe financial reasons, or they don't want to pay that consult fee. So that's where with Dial Care, again, no consult fee. Many people think that telemedicine is only young people can figure out how to use this service or this and that. Certainly not the case. Any employees are able to use this. Perfect example, Dial Care talked about how I believe this individual was in their 90s, and they were able to unassisted register their profile. They were able to do the consult, do everything on their own unassisted. And they wrote a review about how easy it was to use, and they weren't even tech savvy. So this individual was not tech savvy and was just so thankful about how he was able to visit with the physician, get the prescriptions. In that case, I do want to mention that when you talk to the physician, if needed, they can prescribe non-DEA controlled medications and send it to your local pharmacy. So in that case, visited with the physician within an hour or so, was able to pick up the medication and start that process of getting healthy. So it's great for employers because it reduces the amount of time away from work that employees have to take off. So let's say an employer has an employee that let's say starts having some ear pain, starts having an ear infection. Instead of having to take a half day off work, maybe during their lunch break, they're able to talk to a physician and possibly pick up a prescription all within their lunch period. Reduces the time away from work, increases productivity, obviously saves the employer, the employee tons of money on their health care. So definitely a huge benefit to the employer and the employee. Daniela, I'll kind of pass this over to you. Again, do you mind sharing some insight on, either personal or feedback that you might have with talking to these employer groups?
Absolutely. I can actually speak to a personal experience. It was after hours. I had just finished my workday. My daughter came home from school. It was late at night. She said, "Mom, I'm not feeling good." I actually called into our Dial Care network, explained what the symptoms were. I received a text message actually that a doctor was reviewing our file. Within a few minutes, the doctor had called. I gave her my daughter's symptoms. She sent over a prescription electronically to that pharmacy. I was able to pick that up within the hour. And on top of that, what I felt was which set apart everything else, was I was able to obtain a doctor's note for my daughter's school. So that doctor's note was able to be transmitted through email that same night to get an excused absence. So really, I find the Dial Care to be very useful, especially when it's after hours. I didn't have to remove my daughter from her bedroom. I didn't have to rush to find an after hours clinic, worry about a doctor's note being sent in. It was all done from the comfort of my home. Another thing I wanted to add is that all of these plans, I like to compare it to a Costco membership. So if the employee, well, let me go back. If someone's part of a Costco membership, they're paying to receive discounts on those products. Same thing is applicable here. Because this is a discount medical plan, and we have the ability to help market to your employees, they're more apt to use it because they are receiving discounted rates on these services being rendered. Of course, the no consult fee model with the dial care is a huge selling point, and I think a lot of employees will use this, whether they have children or whether they're just in a family unit. I feel it could be beneficial. So we will help you provide those marketing materials to your company to market these plans to your employees so they're aware of the discounts and the savings.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you bring up a few great points. You know, personally speaking, I'm a father of 4 kids under the age of 9. Crazy, I know. My wife and I look at each other and ask each other what we were thinking, but I tell you what, dial care has been huge for us. We have a high deductible health plan, and most years we don't get anywhere close to hitting our deductible. So with the little ones constantly having, you know, anything from pink eye to um, you know, cold, flu, ear infections. This has been huge for us. So most of the time, mom is able to be holding our little ones while I go pick up the prescriptions, and we don't have to drag the kids out and you know, sit an hour or 2 hours in an office to wait for the physician. So definitely great for the older generation, as well as, you know, certainly young families I can speak of personally.
Charlie, I also wanted to mention one other thing really quickly before we move on.
Yep.
If one of the questions I had the other day from an employer group was, well, I'm based out of, Florida and my employees live in New York, can they still utilize the plan? Yes, absolutely. So if you have an employee that lives in New York and they're traveling to California, they can utilize the plans in the states applicable with our network. So I also wanted to mention that our plans are nationwide.
Yeah, certainly. Plans are great nationwide. You know, regardless of dental vision or telemedicine. If you have employees scattered throughout, that's great. Or if you're traveling, let's say you're based out of Texas and you're traveling to Florida and chip a tooth, you can go to one of our network providers. Or certainly, I've used telemedicine when I'm traveling and you know, started not feeling well. Definitely great for that. Yeah, good point. All right, so the last plan here is that telehealth with healthcare assistance. So the biggest difference with this plan, no dental and vision included in this plan. Obviously, it's going to have that dial care, no consult fee. There's going to be a nurse line, prescription discounts, but outside of the telemedicine, the other huge aspect with this is going to be the health advocate. So health advocacy is great. It helps you find the best facilities and providers. They can help you schedule appointments. You know, answer any questions about test results. I know many times I'll get a test result back and I'm like, what in the world does this mean? Maybe it's a while before I can speak to the physician, or maybe the physician didn't really describe what it means very well. So you're able to call in, get help with that. You know, many times medical records or transferring forms back and forth to providers, that's something that you know, the employees just don't have time for, or maybe it's a little bit confusing for them. This health advocacy can help transfer some of those records and take some of the relief away from the employees with that. Resolve claim questions. You know, claims can be super confusing with health insurance, and so this helps with that. And probably my favorite is the bill negotiation. Able to save employees a ton of money for the health insurance side of things whenever they get a bill that's just astronomical and crazy. Many times, health advocate can help reduce those bills again and save money with that. All right, so what we want to mention here, early Christmas gift. So if I'm talking to the brokers out there, early Christmas gift for your groups, 20% discount for the Careington Direct plans if you get your groups going by December 11th. For you employers, for you business owners that are out there right now listening to this presentation, you know, if you listen to it and you're sitting there going, I don't know, I might try it out sometime. Well, I challenge you to not wait. Go ahead and take advantage of this 20% discount. Again, all you have to do is go to careingtondirect.com. You don't even have to put in a promo code. We just automatically discounted it for you. With our model with Careington Direct being ease of use and making this as simple as possible, that's just one of the many ways that we simplify things. So can't stress that enough. Go to careingtondirect.com, check it out, go through the plans, look at the process, see how easy everything is. And I really believe that'll help you out and that you'll love it. All right. So there's our information. I can speak on behalf of Daniela and myself. We're truly grateful for all of you getting on, especially with it being the fourth quarter. We know that your time is valuable. We had this set for an hour. I intentionally wanted to keep this short. Again, with it being a busy time of year, wanted to give you a little bit of time left. Hey, but before you jump off, we are going to go through some of the questions that you might have. So bear with me a second while I do that for you. All righty. All right. So somebody had asked, is this specifically for small groups? Not necessarily the case. Typically we see 200 and under for this portal. So it's definitely probably naturally geared towards those small groups. However, the larger groups, when you start getting up in a few hundred, above that 200 range, maybe 500 employees, employer paid, those larger groups, a lot of times we can customize a little bit more, possibly even get a little bit lower plan pricing. So there's not necessarily a cutoff per se, but yeah, I would say it's maybe geared a little bit more towards that 200 and under audience. Let me look up some other questions. All right. Looks like we have a few more. All right. Here's a good one. How has Careington or Dial Care been proactive during the coronavirus pandemic? So basically, how has this affected our company? We are going along strong. When the pandemic happened, obviously, again, telemedicine was mentioned in the news quite a bit. So we've been super proactive of getting our name out there, making sure that our current groups know to use Dial Care and in the comfort of their own home without getting out and worrying about contracting the virus or being in offices with a bunch of sick people. From the comfort of their own home while they're in quarantine, they can utilize this. So it's been very valuable. We are moving along strong for sure. A few of these we kind of already answered. Again, yeah, so somebody asked, can it be used alongside insurance? So yes, it can. Again, if they hit their maximum or if they have waiting periods. or different things like that, our plans can come in and save a ton of money. How long will it take members after a group is set up? So 48 to 72 hours when it's in our system. Now, it does take a few days for the fulfillment packets, obviously, to get created and mailed out. But, you know, within, I would say, you know, a week or so, week or two max, from what I've seen, everyone should have their packets and be good to go. And that looks like that's about it. So thank you very much. You have our contact information. We really appreciate you being on the webinar, and stay tuned for future webinars throughout 2021 and going forward. Thanks a lot.